Staying separate is not single. That is a biggest problem in India. Like many people, or they feel that when they are staying separate, they are considering themselves as single. It is said that the marriages happens in heaven, but divorce happens in court.
Now, my next question is about a single woman because we have so many women. Single woman, what is the definition of a single woman? That is one question. And you've already mentioned that they can go in for IUI IVF procedure, but the sperm which is used has to be routed through ART bank. So, what is the definition? Which type of a single woman can actually avail these services? Like the other day, I had a lady who is around 42 years and she's unmarried and she's come in for an IVF cycle, and she said, I never knew that I could have availed this sort of a treatment when I was younger. If I had known, I would have come earlier because I always knew that I'm not going to be married. So some sort of a legal guidance for single women. What are the eligibility criteria and what can they go for if they want to have a child?
For single women also, the age range is fixed. It is same. It is 21 to 50 years. Single woman also can go for the treatment, and she can get either IUI done, or she can go for level 2 type of treatment where her eggs will be picked up, embryos will be made, and it will be transferred. She has to be between 21 to 50 years of age. Now, who is single? That is a very valid question. Single can be unmarried, or she can be widow or divorced. So there are only two status of a person. Either person is single or married, and single can be unmarried, single can be widow, or single can be divorced. Staying separate is not single. That is a biggest problem in India. Like many people, or they feel that when they are staying separate, they are considering themselves as single, and they come to the clinic, and the doctors also give treatment. So it is not only a duty of a clinic to check the Aadhaar card, they also should ask for the marriage certificate if they come as a couple. If some girl comes and tells, or the boy comes and tells, for boy there is no other treatment, but if girl comes and tells that she is single, then we have to ask, the second question is whether you are unmarried or you are married and now divorced. It is said that the marriages happens in heaven, but divorce happens in court. You have to consider that. You have to get the court order for the divorce, and you have to see with your own eyes. If there is divorce, then only you can consider her as a single, or death certificate of the husband with whom she was married.
Right.
So that also is a single. That makes her single. Staying separate is not single.
Suppose the woman is separated from her husband for a decade, 10 years, but the divorce is not through. Can such a woman avail treatment?
No, certainly not. She is still considered as married. This staying separate for longer time is a good ground to get divorce.
Right.
But by itself is not a divorce.
Right.
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 I stay myself separated from my wife 25 days in a month. That doesn't make me a single person, right?
Right.
I am still
Right.
married.
Right.
So marriage is, as I told you, the divorce is something which happens by decree of the court.
So this is the reason why, because we are governed by the law of the country, we are very particular that we take all the documents of age proof, a single woman, her marriage certificate. I mean, if she's not married and or she's divorced, we need all the legal documents for us to do some sort of a treatment for her.
Yes. And if suppose they fake something, like you treat somebody, they are not married, what will be the status of the child? The child will be conceived by two people, the man and the girl. The girl will naturally be the mother, but whose property he will inherit? the one who has come illegally or illegitimate father, or the husband who is the original husband of the girl.
Right.
And that is where the problem starts. And clinic will help them conceive through their methods. So clinic also will be implicated in such issues. So it is always better to safeguard yourself, to just check whether they are married or not, and then only to go ahead. If she is single, there is as I told you, there is a way to go ahead. She can always route that same sample through the bank, and she will become the single mother.
Right. What about single men, Dr. Hitesh?
For single men, when nature has not given him a chance to become father, how can a law give?
So well said. But the question we get asked, of course, I know the answer for it, but I want to hear it from you as an expert.
From horse's mouth.
From the horse's mouth, exactly.
Yes.
So, 2 years ago, there are many, many famous single men who went in for surrogacy and, had children, they had twins. So, what does the law state about single men becoming a parent through surrogacy?
See, for surrogacy, they have said that a single man has no role. And the logic must be the same as I told you. When nature has not given them the power to become father without the help of a female, how can a law give them? Previously, when many celebrities have done this, it is because there was no law.
Exactly.
And we are living in a free country. It is said that the thing which is not prohibited is allowed.
Yes.
So in law, it was never prohibited. So it was allowed. But now there is a law. It is prohibited. And you can't do anything for that. However, for a single woman, for surrogacy, it is said that if her age is between 25 to 35, and if she is widowed or she is divorced, she can go ahead and have surrogacy services. Not otherwise.
This is a very valid point, Dr. Hitesh. People should know about who can go for surrogacy and that a man cannot go for surrogacy. I think Indian law is very partial to women, and which is a good
No,
thing.
they
but
also see the welfare of the child. Like, see, it is from ages, it is said that child should have the upbringing from both the
Parents.
parents, and the maternal care is always different from paternal care. We have seen when we were children, like the father's love is different kind of a love, mother's love is a different kind of a love, and that is how a child becomes a mixture of both, not genetically, but by upbringing also. He imbibes both the qualities, and that is how we become a perfect person.
Exactly.
So that is required. Now, if we start giving only with the mother or only with the father, child is, and even we are not touching that portion at present, but LGBTQ couples, like
Exactly,
same-sex
yes,
couples.
that is a question.
Now, what psychological effect the child will have, that requires a huge trials, and then law will allow it at a large scale. Whatever was happening up till now, they will go with that. After checking the status of a child's psychological behavior and what will happen to the child, and then they can allow something to happen.
So same-sex couples also cannot go in for surrogacy.
Yes, it should be a married couple, and in India, only heterosexual marriages are allowed as per Indian Marriage Act.
Right. Now, a little about the ART bank, Dr. Hitesh. Can you, throw some light about donor egg treatment? Who is eligible for it, and who can be a donor for an oocyte?
Right. So the law says that the donor treatment can be done for any couple who requires a donation. There has to be some indication that is not in the law. They have mentioned that what are the indications, because law will never teach you medicine. But our medical book says that what are the indications for a donation. So there has to be a valid indication for the same. That is first thing. But as far as the female donor is concerned, there is definitely a provision in section 27 of the ART Act. It is mentioned that donor has to be a female. That is first thing. Second, her age should be between 23 to 35 years of age. Third thing, they've said it should be her not more than 7 oocytes should be retrieved, and she should be altruistic donor. That means they have not used word altruistic, but donation itself means it is altruistic. You can't pay the donor, and it is always once in lifetime.
Right.
So she can donate only once in lifetime. That is most important thing. So it has to be out of natural love. It should be voluntary. She should be fit to donate, and these are the legal requirements. She should be female, 23 to 35 years of age, and only 7 oocytes should be retrieved and no money paid.
And can the patient bring their own donor, or can they see a donor? So anonymity, that is again another very commonly asked question.